The latest work of acclaimed contemporary artist Tracy Emin can now be seen at one of the most ambitious public art projects ever to be presented in the UK. Among work at the first Folkestone Triennial, launching on the 14th of June, are her scattered trail of baby clothes, cast in bronze. Tracy, can you tell me how Folkestone inspired the works of art that are here at the Folkestone Triennial?
Well, when I came here to do a recce a couple of years ago, I really liked the big old wooden roller coaster that was here, and I said that I could just put my name there and say it was ready-made. And I just thought Folkestone was just kind of beautiful in itself, and I'm useless when it comes to public sculptures, like the idea of grand statements, and I always feel like a lot of public sculptures too macho and too big and too dominant. And then also, as I walked around Folkestone, I saw a lot of young mums with their babies, and also in Margate, in this whole area actually, South East has got a high population of teenage mums, and it really annoys me that people always think that teenage mums are stupid, when actually some of the most intelligent girls have babies when they're young. And I decided to make something for them, and so I've cast baby clothes and baby things, and they're like there's a little baby glove that's on a spike, a bootie, a little hat, and a really, really gorgeous little thing that's up at the train station. And I just thought it was like, when you see babies' things that have been left behind, even if they're grubby and dirty, you still pick them up and put them on a bench, you still put them on a railing. It's like the innocence needs to still be protected. So that was my idea really, and it's also like the idea of loss, because when you do have a baby when you're a teenager, you become a woman immediately. You leave your childhood behind and just, within a matter of moments. So it's also got something to do with that.
It's all part of a plan by organisers, the Creative Foundation, to regenerate Folkestone and establish it as a national centre for creativity. And to create this cutting-edge exhibition, what better way than to invite 30 of the world's leading contemporary artists.
We introduced them to the town, the history, and describe some of the social and economic challenges that the place is facing. And we asked them to then produce some ideas for installations they could create that was influenced by what they'd heard. Now 23 of them have their installations here in Folkestone now, and I think in many ways they very sensitively respond to the history and the challenges Folkestone has.
Artists like Christian Boltanski, who has produced some unusual benches. When you sit on them, you hear actors reading love letters soldiers in the First World War sent to their sweethearts in Folkestone.
It was very nice to find your letter waiting for me here, though I'm so sorry it cost you so much trouble. It feels quite strange to be settled down again in one place after all that tramping, which seems rather like a dream. A little blurred, and it is quite an effort sometimes to remember even what the places looked like.
I caught up with him in the marquee erected for the Triennial.
You can imagine your lover who is fighting, and you are in this so quiet place, and at the same time the war is so close and so far. And I tried to give this idea of memory and ghosts and sadness.
Nearby, artist Mark Wallinger also has a poignant exhibit inspired by war. His 19,240 beach pebbles represents the number of British and Allied fatalities on the first day of the Battle of the Somme, many of whom left England from Folkestone. In contrast, David Batchelor has gone for a more contemporary piece inside the Metropole Hotel, composed from 3,600 pairs of cheap, colourful sunglasses from a market in Sao Paulo, and assembled into 120 different globes that rotate at different speeds and in different directions.
I was beginning to work with mobile works, with kinetic work, and I thought, well, a ballroom, where things move, and I had all these sunglasses, and it all sort of came together very, very easily in a way. And it's just a number of things which were sort of hanging around my studio and hanging around my mind at the same time, and they kind of were given a focus by coming to Folkestone, which is great.
An artist all the way from Los Angeles has taken things a step further to provide an interactive exhibit, and it's not for humans.
Well, I was immediately taken with the dogs here, and when I made my first site visit, I just assumed everybody in Folkestone had at least one dog, and I thought they weren't really overlapping. It was dogs here, dogs there, but they weren't really concentrated into one sort of mosh pit. So I wanted to kind of pay tribute to the dogs and have the owners have a nice place to sit, and also for the dogs to have a place to run and climb. And so this one patch of land that was not very interesting became the perfect opportunity for transformation. And yeah, I love dogs.
And there are still works by 17 other artists to see. And if you don't catch the Triennial this time, you'll have to wait 3 years for the next one.
I think Folkestone's got it right. I mean, Folkestone's really, I've been having to come here, to install the work and throughout the summer and stuff like that. And Folkestone's really nice. There's always like really nice seafood. There's lots of fish and chip shops, but nice ones. Little cafes, bars, little interesting shops. A lot of artist studios now and things. And it's a nice place to come. And I wish that Margate had. Broadstairs is a nice place. I wish Margate could do this. I wish Margate could have that kind of regeneration. And I think Folkestone is probably going to be like the next Whitstable or something.